Gardevoir EX has been considered one of the stronger decks in format for quite a bit now, but it has been locked behind walls of gatekeeping posts complaining that only those of us with the biggest brains could ever hope to pilot such a complicated deck. That the majority of us smooth-brained casuals couldn't comprehend how to put damage on our own Pokemon in order to take knockouts on our opponents. I'm about to bust that gate wide open for you all with the help of this deck that Azul was running on his stream the other day, and as I was watching, I thought this is a very straightforward and simple way to pilot Gardevoir that can kind of get some people that have often been a bit too intimidated by this deck, let them dip their little toesies into this water and start to see that Gardevoir's not quite as scary as everyone likes to claim it is. For those of us who don't know, this will be a quick overview of the basics of the deck. Gardevoir uses their ability Psychic Embrace to move psychic energy from the discard pile to our own psychic Pokemon, but in doing so, you incur a 20 damage penalty for each energy card that you move in that way. So, this works well with a couple attackers like Drifloon that does 30 more damage for each damage counter on it, or Screamtail that can snipe the bench for 20 damage for each damage counter on it. This also works well with Munkidori that can move damage from our Pokemon to our opponent's Pokemon, and it even with that allows us to use Gardevoir itself as an attacker, doing 190 damage for 3 energy. Seeing a return to this deck now that Dragapult and mirror matches with other Gardevoir decks have become a lot more common, we have Cresselia coming back in a big way, using Moonglow Reverse to move 2 damage counters from each of our Pokemon to one of our opponent's Pokemon. So if we have 6 Pokemon up, that's a 240 damage snipe if there's 20 damage counters on each of them. Very powerful stuff. Now, this is the Precious Trolley version of Gardevoir that is very straightforward, only really has one game plan, and that is to go second, use Arven to get either Precious Trolley or Buddy Buddy Poffin, and then grab a TM Evo and get 2 Kirlia set up right away so that we can potentially even evolve into a Gardevoir on our next turn and then start swinging with one of our attackers here. To help ensure the consistency of that, we're using a bit of a niche card here called Call Bell. If you've never seen this card before, that's okay. It's kind of an interesting one. You can only use it if you are going second and only during your first turn going second. But then you can search your deck for a supporter card, any supporter that you want, it's going to be Arven, and put that into your hand. Just in case we somehow don't draw one of these 8 cards, we also have 2 copies of Pokégear to look at the top 7 cards of our deck, and hopefully, by the grace of the heart of the cards, we will draw an Arven with that. If you're like me and you end up losing every single one of your coin flips and you have to go first, fear not. Although these 4 Call Bells do become useless, they are still good refinement bait. Refinement is our main draw engine in this deck, where Kirlia lets us discard a card from hand, i.e. a Call Bell, and then we get to draw 2 new cards in that place. That is also how we are going to get our energy into the discard pile, alongside our Radiant Greninja using concealed cards to do the same. Another card I want to call out is Professor Turo. We are running 2 copies of it in this deck list. Turo is a great way to deny our 2 prizer from going down to our opponent. So we can use the Psychic Embrace ability to set up one of our attackers, and then Turo away our Gardevoir if we're afraid of our opponent like gusting up and taking their last 2 prize cards that way. Gardevoir is the only 2 prizer that we play in this deck. That's kind of one of its biggest strengths, is that often our opponent will have no choice but to knock out 1 prizers instead. Turo also is great for if our Gardevoir has a bunch of damage on it. Say like we're playing against our Chaladon, they swing with Metal Defender, put 220 on Gardevoir. Just use Turo, get it out of there. Chances are you'll have a Kirlia on your bench already, and you can just re-evolve that Kirlia same turn or next turn whenever you need to use Psychic Embrace again. We also have Bravery Charm as a tool that you can attach to either Drifloon or Screentail in order to increase the amount of damage they are capable of withstanding, and then that also increases the amount of damage that they are capable of doing. Very popular way to deal with Charizard. Bravery Charm onto Drifloon, put 100 damage onto Drifloon, now your Drifloon swinging for 300, but you use Munkidori to move 30 damage off of your Gardevoir onto the Charizard, then swing for 300. Bing, bada, bang. That's 330 damage. That is no more Charizard. So make sure that you're using your Bravery Charms thusly. Also a great way to deal with Dragapult. Let's hop into some gameplay now. My name is Jared. I'll be your gameplay nurse today. Okay, so we're gonna go first in this first game. So we're gonna show you the unideal way to play this deck first. And that'll be good, because that's always a good way to learn too, what happens when things go wrong. So basically we're gonna act like we're just behind a turn. That's kind of gonna be what's going down. We can get our energy attached, bench a backup Pokemon just in case they somehow donk our Ralts. And then we're just gonna wait, and we'll use our Arven next turn, and that'll be okay. We'll be a little bit behind compared to where we want it to be, but actually it still ends up working out. It's not like just a dead deck at this point. We'll be okay. Looks like they got that Slowking build going on that was popular in Japan a couple days ago. Everyone's being... So we, knowing that, we need to bench a Manaphy, because one of the attackers that they use in this deck is Kyurem, which uses Trifrost, which does 110 damage to our benched Pokemon, any of our Pokemon, which we don't want to happen, because that's 3 dead dudes, and we like our dudes to be alive. So we'll make sure an Artazon for a Manaphy, Trolley for a Manaphy. We're gonna get a Manaphy, is basically what I'm trying to say here. Alright, we got the Evo too. So we can go ahead and get you going. Let's get you going. Can't use Trolley, but we can use Artazon. See, this deck is also pretty Badoo resistant, because we can Artazon for the things that we need. It's less good when you prize Manaphy. Yeah. But we'll keep on keeping on, you know? Keep on trucking. This is gonna make me look crazy, but I'm actually gonna refinement Precious Trolley here. Get out of my life. Sealed cards. Alright. Now, we are we only run one boss and run one counter catcher. So do I want to slap here? I don't want to slap here instead. Only one boss, one counter catcher, so it's not worth to like boss up and stall with this deck list. So we're gonna avoid doing that. We'll save boss for when we really need it. And there's the Slowking. So this is kind of a cool thing. You discard the top card of your deck. That card does not have a rule box. You can pick one of its attacks. So basically, they're probably going to bump our stadium here. And then they're looking to use like Academy at Night to place one of the cards from their hand back onto the top of their deck. And then they can use Slowking's ability, knowing for sure which card is on the top of their deck. And then that's the Pokemon that they'll end up attacking with, which is pretty interesting. But it looks like we're just going to get itchy again. There's the Academy at Night. So, guess they couldn't quite accelerate the energy that they needed right away. Which is fine by me. Interesting though that they played the Academy at Night first rather than what do you call it? Waiting until they could attack. But I guess they just really didn't want us to have Artazon available. But would you look at that? Oh, would you look at that? Got another Artazon. Which I think, yeah, I think I want it. Kind of just want another Ralts. I think we're gonna need it. I don't think I really want to promote or evolve to Gardevoir just yet. I could evolve to Gardevoir and then attack with Drifloon instead. Or Cresselia, honestly. But then I wouldn't have Kirlia next turn. What I'm afraid of though is they get Slowking going and then they just cure on me and then I'm donezo. I panicked. I panicked. Okay. What I can do... Okay, looks like we're attacking with Drifloon. Shoot. I meant to bench Cresselia first there. That's okay. We're just gonna boss and kill the Natu. Or, let's see. Well, no, we have enough to kill the Slowking. We'll just kill the Slowking. I only needed to put 2 energy on them, actually. That probably would have been smarter. Okay. Alright. Things are... Oh, I should have just only put 2 on. What was I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Why do I record videos after work? Like, there's no brain power left for these things. But that's okay, because we're playing simple Garde. So I don't need brain power. I'll be okay. Everything's okay. There's another Slowking. They still have to accelerate energy. Doesn't look like they have the Xatu. I'm not sure. We got another Slowpoke. Okay, okay. Should have only put 2 energy on there, so that was a mistake. Definitely a misplay. I only needed 40 damage in order to take the knockout on the king. So I should not have put on as much energy as I did. And honestly, I probably should have just kept Kirlia. But, we have an Iono. So we're gonna be okay. Because we're gonna draw into 2 Kirlia here, and everything's gonna be awesome. I mean, we drew into a way to get 2 Kirlia. No, we didn't. Because we're still itchy. There's one. Okay, things are looking up, huh? Can I get a monkey? I'll take a monkey. Thank you. So the awesome thing about Badoo is that monkeys love Badoo. And we can... What do I want a refinement here? I think the Ultra Ball is fine. Okay. Then we can Psychic Embrace our Gardevoir. We'll just use them as an attacker again. Gardevoir is a very strong attacker in this deck as well, especially if you have a couple monkeys benched, because that can just add to the amount of damage that your Gardevoir is doing. So don't be afraid to swing with Garde. In a couple of matchups, like if you're going against Miraidon, that's actually the correct thing to do. So, just swing away here. And then, if they don't Turo that back up, we can just monkey it down next turn. So they really need to start doing something. Like, they have to get a Kyurem play off immediately. Or they're just not going to... Yeah, this has to be like a Kyurem play here. I'm surprised they didn't Iono. Now they can use Xatu to accelerate energy. Does that come from the deck or the discard pile? From our hand. Does that come from this or this? How about neither? Okay. So now they're going to be able to Academy at Night, put a Kyurem on the top of their deck, and then wipe our board out with Kyurem. Mm-hmm. Yep, there it is. Okay. So bye Monkey, bye Ralts, bye Kirlia. See you guys next time. Really, but would have been super duper if Manaphy hadn't been prized. Oh wait, we don't run Manaphy in this deck. My fault. I'm thinking of my other Gardevoir 60. No, Azul said that he doesn't think that you're going to see that much Kyurem these days. So that was the reasoning for that. Let's see. Okay. But. We can still win this if we can just get another monkey in play. So let's see if we have the energy for it first. We do. Excellent. And then we can Arven for a Night Stretcher. And then we'll just go ahead and monkey up. And that'll be one of those GGs. Because now we can monkey over to the Latios. And then we will finish this up with a knockout on the Slowking. So, there's potential for wanting a Manaphy in this deck. That's something to look at, of course. But let's go on to the next one and see what else we can rustle up. I will be releasing a follow-up video to this very soon that is more of an intermediate look at the current best 60 to run with Gardevoir. This deck list is very strong. It's a great way for beginners to kind of jump in and start playing right away. So make sure that you do that today, and then you'll be all ready for the next level up video coming out soon. All right, now it's time to show off the ideal way to go with Gardevoir. Do you want to go first? No. We want to go second. We have 8 cards in our hand that we want to use going second. Got some lightning sleeves over there. I'm going to guess Miraidon, but let's find out. That's ours. And that's looking pretty Miraidon-ish. Either way, it's not a cloth deck, so we're not going to get donked, so let's just bench the Ralts. Because if it is Miraidon, we are not going to want the Cresselia. And we got Arven in our hand already. Very nice. So we're all set to go there. We just need our Precious Trolley and Buddy Poffin to not be prized. And that will be even nicer. While our opponent does secret box things, just want to shout out and thank you all for being here with me today. We do a lot of just kind of basic breakdowns on this channel, so if you're learning a lot, go ahead and subscribe so you can learn even more in the future. I am very active in the comment sections on these videos, so if you have a question, if there's something that you still need clarification of that I didn't quite cover enough, please leave that down below and I will respond to you as soon as I can. Thank you all. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Okay, there was the Miraidon. So they're going to bench that. They're going to use Tandem Unit. They're going to get a couple more Pokemon. They're going to Squawk and Seize their hand. We're going to be here for another 10 years. And then it'll finally be our turn. Iron Thorns. What? What the heck? Who's running Iron Thorns and Miraidon? That's interesting. Huh. I mean, I don't hate it. Like, yeah, you know, I could get behind that. Well, not thankfully. So for us, that's going to block Gardevoir's ability, which is kind of like the main thing that we do here. So we're going to need to get Iron Thorns the schmeck out of the active in order to do anything. So, we will have to just see about all of that. Let's see what we prized first. Not seeing Precious Trolley. That's okay, we got Precious Trolley at home in the form of Buddy Buddy Poffin. Just a bummer, means we won't be able to get our Radiant Greninja out. Got our boss. That's going to be important. Okay. They've got 230 health. So if we had 2 monkeys... and Gardevoir... and... not going to need Cresselia. Couple energies. Artazon's not going to help them because almost all of their dudes have a rule box. Just use that real quick. What are we going to want? I think another monkey, honestly. Because we're going to be wanting to attack with Gardevoir much as we can. We'll just Evo here. And okay. Iron Thorns, huh? Big gulps, huh? Okay, so we have a Pokégear. We're happy about that. We get the Pokégear. Let's refinement first, right? So refinement away. They're gonna take a knock onto... oh, well, this will be fine. We don't even have to worry about the Iron Thorns. So we're okay. We're all good. We just really need a Gardevoir. It would help us out a whole heck of a lot if we just get a Gardevoir. Okay, but we got some Pokegears, so we're not stressing. Not yet. Refinement first. Okay. Interesting. Do we refinement again, or do we wait? See if we can grab an Arven. Need one more energy in the deck as well. Do I want to bench any dudes? Let's just take a peek. Doesn't hurt to peek. Kind of want to bench Greninja, but I can't with Artazon. Still got 2 Arvens. Our chances of hitting are pretty high. Drifloon. It's not going to be like crazy. They have a... I'm going to grab a Screamtail. Because they got the Squawk ability too. That they have not thrown a Bravery Charm on as of right now. Gonna drop an Artazon. Okay, like that. Get that going. Let's Pokégear. Okay. Bummer. Do I want to Iono? Or do I want a Pokégear? I guess I wanted to Iono. That's okay. We're going to Iono into a Gardevoir right here. Just one time. Just one time. See? And even an Ultra Ball. Okay. Okay. Get rid of those. I don't know if I'm going to bench the Radgren just yet, to be honestly with you. 4 energy. Definitely going to evolve here. What does that baton do? Knocked out by damage from an attack from your opponent's move up to 3 basic. Oh, so then they can move it to the thorns. Huh. What an interesting build. I don't really want to Radgren that away. I have enough for Screamtail. I think we're just going to do that. Risk giving them 2 prize cards. Because I'll miss the... Oh, I don't know. I'll miss the attack on the hands. But I could... But then that'll prevent them from... Okay, so if I swing on the hands this turn, do not enough for knockout, and then next turn I can retreat Garde, promote Screamtail, knock hands, and knock Squawkabilly, but then they move Iron Thorns up, they kill Screamtail, and then I can't with Garde, right? But I would just need a boss. I think we're going to try that. We're just going to whiff. So I doubt they run Turo, right? Even with their crazy Iron Thorns nonsense, like, they probably don't run Turo. Or Penny. Or Scoop Up Cyclone. No, they use Secret Box. So the reason I was hesitant to put Screamtail into play is because of Ampy Very Much, which would do enough damage to knock Screamtail, and since I don't have a Bravery Charm, and then they get to take an additional prize card. So we're just kind of trying to avoid that. But Screamtail is an excellent attacker into Squawkabilly, because they can scream for 160 with just the 4. You don't even need a Bravery Charm, you just throw 4 energy, and then you scream for 160 onto Squawk. So if you can look for an easy 2 prize doing that, ooh, it feels good. But Miraidon is a bit of a different story because we don't want to get counterclapped with Amp. So that's why we're doing something a little bit funky monkey here. So yeah, see, so they're going to miss knock here. So now, well, it's going to be kind of up to what we get off of refinement. Hopefully something good. Okay, it was something pretty good. So now we can do... Let's see, do I even need to do that? Should I Greninja that? Because I can do... Let's see, how much energy? I need to get 1 more energy into the discard first. So let's Arven. Get this, and a Bravery Charm. Okay. And then we'll Vessel away to the Call Bell. Grab 2 more energy. Catch this for turn. Throw this boy here. Gonna concealed cards. Okay. And now we have to sequence this right still. We have 2, 4. Okay, so the problem with doing things this way is that, let's see, so here we're hitting for 160. If I move 60 off of you, that'll be 290. I'm trying to avoid... Oh, but then they could kill with that, but then that would be left in the active. Night Stretcher does nothing. What I'm trying to avoid is, like, I whiff boss, right? And then I don't have a way to Psychic Embrace again because this is in the active. If I Bravery Charm... I think this will be okay, because they're hitting for 160, which that's 290. So they're going to whiff onto Gardevoir. And then we'll still have enough energy on Gardevoir to Psychic Embrace, or to attack again. Okay. Mm-hmm. So now we were going to whiff either way. So if I swing with Garde here, I can do the same thing where I just monkey kill this next turn. Because even if this is in place, that'll still be okay. Attach that in case we get Iono'd. But I think this will work out okay. Did Monkey bypass Heavy Baton? Damage from an attack. Yeah, so Monkey bypasses Heavy Baton too. Oh, that's great. Restart first. Okay, good. So they can still, they'll have to use Photon Blaster to, because of the way the damage works, they have to use Photon Blaster to kill Gardevoir. Which, they might Iono us here, honestly. It's possible. Let's see what support they get. Yep. Which that stinks. But we still have Kirlia, we still have, well, we might not have concealed cards. Basically, we're just going to need one of our Night Stretchers to get Gardevoir back. And then we'll be good to go. Oh, okay. We don't have to worry about getting Gardevoir back, apparently. And we had the Ultra Ball anyways. So what are they gonna do? They're gonna knock the Tatsu. Yeah, that's we kind of checkmated on there because we made it so that there was no way they could get, what do you call it? We made it so that the Iron Thorns wasn't blocking anything, and then there was no way they could take a 2-prize knockout because they didn't have hands anymore. So the Miraidon matchup is a bit tough for Garde, but you can kind of just wiggle your way around things like that.